What if, on Christmas Eve, you found out you had a family you never knew existed? Olivia thought that night would be like any other, until a strange millionaire stopped her car and made her an absurd offer: pretend to be the mother of her daughters for a few days. The money was good, the job seemed easy, but what started out as a simple agreement turned into a mystery that would change her life forever. Why did the children call her Mama? Why did the whole house seem to know her? And above all, why did Liam's late wife look just like her? The Christmas lights flashed, reflecting off the wet asphalt. Liam drove distractedly, his mind occupied with a single thought. How could he guarantee a perfect Christmas for his daughters without their mother present? He didn't believe in Christmas miracles, but something that night made his heart stop. On the sidewalk, a woman was chewing gum and adjusting the strap of her handbag on her shoulder. Her manner, her posture, the features of her face. It was impossible. Liam braked abruptly, lowering the window. "You—" The woman turned around, arching an eyebrow. "Look, if you're going to ask me for money or convert me to some church, do it quickly because I'm hungry." Liam blinked a few times. The sarcastic tone, the debauchery. She was identical to Madeline, but that didn't make sense. "What's your name?" "And who wants to know?" He took a deep breath. "My name is Liam." Wow. And now that I know that, my life has changed completely. He gripped the steering wheel. "How much do you want to spend Christmas pretending to be my daughter's mother?" The woman clicked her tongue on the roof of her mouth, letting out a laugh. "That's a new one." "What? Santa Claus gave you a childhood trauma, and now you want to ruin Christmas for everyone else?" Liam kept his expression serious. "I'm serious. I pay well." She narrowed her eyes. "That's not some kind of weird fetish, is it? Because look, I've heard everything." "It has nothing to do with that." The woman looked at him, crossing her arms. "All right. Let's say I accept. What exactly would I have to do?" "Just pretend to be the mother of my children until Christmas is over. No commitment, no involvement." She tilted her head to the side. "Are you that desperate for a family photo to post on Instagram?" Liam let out a heavy sigh. "My daughters miss their mothers. And by the way, you look a lot like her." The woman stopped chewing her gum for a second. "Wait, what do you mean, you look a lot like her?" "I'll explain on the way." She looked at his car, then at the deserted street, then at him again. "You look rich and a bit troubled." "That's a great description." She let out a laugh. "How much did you say you'd pay? Enough for you not to have to work for the rest of the year." The woman crossed her arms and pretended to be thinking. "Okay, but I'll choose the music in the car." "Done." She got into the car, throwing her bag on the back seat. "Oh, and just for the record, if you try anything weird, I know how to defend myself." Liam started the car. "I'm sure of it." She watched him out of the corner of her eye. "My name is Olivia, in case you're interested." He gripped the steering wheel. "Welcome to the strangest temporary job of your life, Olivia." The silence in the car lasted exactly 2 minutes. "So, let me get this straight," Olivia said, turning the knob on the radio until she found a song she liked. "You need a woman to pretend to be the mother of your children because, apparently, you think that lying is a great way to raise balanced children." Liam sighed. "It's not a lie. It's a form of comfort." "And where is their mother?" He stiffened. "She's no longer with us." Olivia looked away for a moment. "I'm sorry. It's all right." She changed the subject. "Okay, if I'm going to be a temporary mother, I need some basic information. How many children?" "3. "3?" "Yes, triplets." "Oh my God, I would have run away before the first one." Liam couldn't help a half smile. "You can still run away." She laughed. "No way. Now I'm curious." The car drove through a huge gate, revealing a mansion lit up and decorated for Christmas. Olivia's eyes widened. Holy shit, this isn't a house, it's a private shopping mall. Welcome. She jumped out of the car and looked at him with a serious expression. And there's one last thing I need to know before we go in. What's that? What would you prefer me to call you? He hesitated. Liam, she smiled. Okay, boss. Liam rubbed his face, already regretting his decision. This is going to be a disaster, or the best decision of your life. And then she entered the mansion, not imagining that those doors were about to change everything. The silence lasted exactly 5 seconds before Olivia let out an impressed whistle. Okay, I knew you were rich, but this is overkill. Where are the staff in gold uniforms and the robots serving champagne? Liam sighed. Let's go in. She spun on her heels, looking at the huge carved wooden door in front of her. Should I sign a non-disclosure agreement before I step foot in here? I don't know. If I sneeze in this house, do I risk owing money to the government? Olivia. All right. Liam opened the door, and before they could take a step inside, 3 small figures came running down the corridor, shouting in unison, "Mommy!" Olivia froze. The 3 girls, with their golden curls and matching Christmas reindeer pajamas, threw themselves at her legs before she had time to react. "Oh my God!" she gasped, knocking herself off balance. "Somebody hold me!" Liam crossed his arms, watching the scene. "They like you. That's great, but if you grab my legs like that, you'll knock me over." The triplets looked at her with bright eyes, innocent smiles and excited voices. "You're back. Dad said you might not come back, but we knew you would. Can we open the presents now?" Olivia blinked repeatedly. "Okay, that's cute. But can someone explain to me why these children think I'm their mother?" Liam snorted. "They're still very young. I've never been able to explain it properly." She stared at him in disbelief. "You let them grow up believing that their mother disappeared and came back randomly at Christmas." He massaged his temples. "It was easier that way." "Liam, that's not a bunny that ran away and then turned up in the yard. I know, but how would you explain to 3 5-year-old girls that their mother had died?" She opened her mouth, then closed it. "Okay, there's a point." One of the girls pulled at her coat. "Mom, did you cut your hair?" Another frowned. "You look different." The third shook her head. "You're even prettier." Olivia turned to Liam with an accusing look. "That's cruel." "I know." She sighed, crouching down so that she was at their height. "Okay, girls, listen up. I need to tell you something." Before she could continue, a grey-haired lady appeared in the hallway. "Oh, how wonderful! You're back!" Olivia's eyes widened. "What's up?" The woman smiled. "Miss Madeline, your room has been kept just as you left it. Are you ready to watch the girls open their presents?" What? Olivia looked at Liam, who looked away. "You lied to the whole house." "Well," she put her hands on her waist, "I'm a fake even to the staff." "Technically, yes." Olivia pointed at him. "You'll pay me a bonus for that." The housekeeper smiled. "Dinner is being prepared. Would you like us to serve it in the lounge like we have done every year?" Liam hesitated. "Yes." Olivia crossed her arms. "And who's having dinner with me, since I'm apparently the deceased?" The triplets shouted excitedly. "With us, Mom!" She sighed. "Wonderful." Liam looked at her. "You don't have to go on with this if you don't want to." She glared at him. "And abandon these 3 cute little things after they've already called me Mommy? Not even dead." The girls vibrated and started pulling her down the corridor. Liam stood still, watching Olivia interact with her daughters. Something warmed up in him when he saw them together, a strange and familiar feeling at the same time. Perhaps that idea hadn't been as absurd as it seemed. After dinner, Olivia needed 5 minutes alone to process everything. She went into the room that was supposed to be Madeline Siz's and closed the door behind her. "Okay, this is officially out of control." The room looked like an untouched sanctuary. There was a dressing table full of perfumes and a picture frame on the dresser. Olivia walked over and picked up the picture. Her heart stopped. The woman in the picture was identical to her, the same face, the same look. As if she were looking into a mirror from the past, the photo slipped from her fingers and fell to the carpet. At the same moment, the bedroom door opened. "Olivia!" She turned sharply, finding Liam standing in the doorway. He frowned when he saw her pale face, her wide eyes fixed on the photo lying on the floor. "You saw it?" She blinked, feeling a shiver run up her spine. "Who is this woman, Liam?" He bent down, picked up the photo, and held it carefully. "Madeline, my wife." Silence filled the room. Olivia felt her breath catch. "Is this some kind of prank? Did you hire a double?" Liam denied it with his head. "I can't explain it either." She rubbed her temples, trying to organize her thoughts. "Okay, let's recap. You see a woman identical to your wife dead in the street, drag me here, introduce me to your daughters, and now you want me to believe it's all a coincidence." Liam was silent for a moment. "I know how it sounds." "Then give me a better explanation." He took a deep breath. "Madeline never mentioned having a sister, but looking at you now, I don't know what to think." Olivia took a step back, trying to push the idea away. "It doesn't make sense. I grew up in an orphanage. I never knew my biological parents." Liam looked at her seriously. "Then maybe it's time to find out," she huffed, crossing her arms. "Do you really believe that I don't know, your dead wife's lost twin sister? What else can explain it?" She bit her lip, uncomfortable. "I don't know, but it's giving me the creeps." Liam hesitated, then slowly moved closer. "If it's true, it means you're my daughter's aunt." The sentence hit her like a punch in the stomach. "That's crazy, but it makes sense." She wiped her hands across her face, pacing back and forth. "It can't be. I'd have memories. I'd have something." Liam took out his cell phone and started searching for something. "My wife had a baby bracelet that her parents kept. If you have one too, I have nothing from my birth. I was abandoned." Silence fell heavily between the two of them. Liam took a deep breath. "Do you want the truth?" Olivia hesitated. "I do." He sat down on the edge of the bed. "We need to find out where you came from." She crossed her arms. "And how exactly do you intend to do that?" Liam stared at the photo. Madeline's mother might have answers. Olivia narrowed her eyes. "Is her mother still alive?" "Yes, she is." She laughed humorlessly. "And do you think she's going to look at me and say, 'Hello, lost daughter'?" "There's only one way to find out." Olivia bit her lip. "That doesn't smell right." Liam stood up, picking up an envelope from the bedside table. "Here's her address." Olivia crossed her arms. "And you want me to go and knock on the door? I can go with you." She looked at him. "Do you really think this woman is my mother?" He hesitated. "I don't know. But if there's a chance, we have to try." She took a deep breath. "This is getting much bigger than I thought." Liam took a step forward. "I didn't expect it to be like this either." Olivia picked up the envelope, staring at the yellowed paper. "I should go." He watched her. "You don't have to do this alone." She smiled. "Maybe I do." She left the room, leaving Liam alone. He looked at Madeleine's photo once more. The past was coming back in a way he could never have predicted. Olivia looked down at the paper with the address written on it as the cold, early morning breeze touched her face. Her hands were shaking, but not from the cold. It was the whirlwind of emotions that haunted her. Did she really want to know the truth? The sound of footsteps echoed behind her. Had she changed her mind? She turned and found Liam standing in the doorway, his arms crossed, his expression indecipherable. "I have no idea what I'm doing." Olivia let out a nervous laugh. "I don't even know if I want to know." Liam approached, stopping next to her. "If it were up to me, I'd need to know." She took a deep breath, staring at the paper once more. What if this woman isn't my mother? What if it's all just a huge coincidence? Liam shrugged. Then at least you'll go to sleep without this doubt eating away at you. Olivia pressed her lips together. What if it's true? Liam was silent for a moment before answering. Then you have a family you didn't know existed. She laughed, shaking her head. That sounds like something out of a cheap movie. I can't disagree. They exchanged a look and, for a moment, Olivia felt something warm in her chest. Liam wasn't pressuring her. He wasn't trying to convince her. He was just there. She sighed. It's fine, I'll go. Liam nodded. I'll go with you. She glanced at him. Thank you, Liam. The brick house had a simple but cozy decor. Olivia felt her heart pounding as she stared at the door. Okay, last chance for me to escape. I wouldn't let you run, she grimaced. Boring. Before she could hesitate any longer, she rang the doorbell. Seconds later, the door opened and a grey-haired lady with deep-set eyes appeared. Yes? Olivia froze. The woman looked very much like her. Her eyes were identical to Madeline's. Olivia tried to speak, but her voice failed her. Liam, noticing her blockage, stepped forward. Miss Anne, I'm sorry to barge in on you like this. My name is Liam, and this is Olivia. May we come in? The woman frowned, confused. What do you want with me? Olivia swallowed. Answers. The woman's expression changed. Something in her eyes sparkled for a second. Come in. Sitting in the small room, the silence was heavy. Olivia played with her fingertips nervously. I had a twin sister? She suddenly blurted out. Anne blinked slowly. Yes, I did. Time stood still. Olivia's eyes widened. Liam held his breath. I had a twin sister, Olivia repeated, as if she needed to hear it again to believe it. Anne nodded, picking up a cup with trembling hands. When you were born, it was a difficult situation. My husband was ill. I had no money. It was the worst decision of my life, her voice shook, but I gave one of you up for adoption. Olivia felt a lump in her throat. Why? Anne looked at her, tears flowing. Because I thought I'd be giving you a better life. The silence dragged on. And why didn't you ever try to find me? Anne sobbed. I thought you were fine, and I was afraid of what I'd find. Olivia felt her eyes sting. All she had ever wanted was an answer. Now that she had it, she didn't know how to react. Liam put a gentle hand on her shoulder. You don't have to decide anything now. Olivia took a deep breath, wiping away her tears. I need time. Anne nodded. I understand. On the way back, Olivia kept her eyes fixed on the road. Are you all right? Liam asked, breaking the silence. I don't know. He didn't insist. He just drove in silence, respecting her space. When they arrived at the mansion, Olivia stood in front of the door. I don't know what to do. Liam turned to her. What does your heart say? She let out a weak laugh. My heart's a mess right now. He smiled. Then stay, for as long as you need. Olivia stared at him in surprise. You want me to stay? He hesitated, then nodded. The girls love you, and I... He paused, searching for the right words. I like you. Olivia felt a warmth in her chest. If you think that's a confession of love, you need to improve a lot. Liam laughed. So, can I try again tomorrow? She smiled. You can try. The mansion doors closed behind them, but for the first time, Olivia felt that maybe, just maybe, she was finally home.